After one of the deadliest school shootings in American history, CSUN has its own gun scare. The details of the hoax coming up. Los Angeles street vendors will no longer be charged with a crime, and now a new bill could decriminalize street vending statewide. The story on the community fighting for its selling rights without repercussions. Fighting Homelessness, a Los Angeles group, helps people get off the streets. It's as easy as filling a parking meter.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Rochelle Salas.
And I'm Shannon Osborne.
There was a security scare at CSUN after a Snapchat video appeared to show a gun on campus. Valley View News reporter Corinne Hafuda gives us the details.
A Snapchat video last week showed a gun inside a car on CSUN's campus. After 3 hours, police called the video a hoax. Police say the man behind the video was an armored truck driver. The video was posted around 9 a.m. on Friday. It was taken around the Oviatt Library. Campus Police Chief Ann Galvin says the video was captioned "too short of a day," implying something could happen to cut the day short.
I think the important thing is it's coming on the heels of right in the aftermath of the Florida shooting, with everybody's nerves on edge, a horrific tragedy again having happened.
Students use social media to warn one another of the potential gunman on campus. The video, which was on CSUN's campus story, went viral in minutes. Chief Galvin said they are investigating prosecution against the suspect for even scaring one person.
We, CSUN police, from the beginning felt that this just wasn't adding up. It just smelled fishy, and it did look a bit staged to us.
After a witness saw a gun on an armored car dashboard, police contacted Garner World to locate the employee. Police also worked with Snapchat to track the user down. The employee confessed to posting the video. CSUN students say it wasn't funny to joke about guns or violence like that.
Since the mass shooting just happened in Florida, and we're all the way in California, so then the next day our school has a scare tactic or whatever, or false alarm. It's really alarming.
With active shooters on the rise, it's important to always take precaution. Report anything suspicious. Police say get out, hide out, or fight. In Northridge, I'm Corinne Hafuda for Valley View News.
The CSUN scare came right after the recent Parkland, Florida high school shooting. The Florida school shooter appeared in court. He was charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder. His lawyer says he'll plead guilty if prosecutors don't pursue the death penalty. Prosecutors say the 19-year-old used an AR-15 rifle to fire on students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. 17 people were killed, 14 were injured. After the shooting, he mixed with students and ran to a nearby Walmart. He was later arrested without incident. He confessed to the shooting. The FBI was criticized for not following up on several tips in the case. For example, he had several social media posts showing him with guns. Meanwhile, 1,000 people gathered for a candlelight vigil to remember the victims, who were students and faculty. The victims' ages ranged from 14 to 49.
This shooting sparked another debate about gun control. Many activists, celebrities, and politicians want stricter gun control laws after several mass shootings already this year. Some CSUN students want tighter gun laws, but they say a ban wouldn't be ideal.
I'm not too sure how everybody's getting AR-15s. I won't speculate, but I think there should definitely be some tighter and stricter gun laws.
Banning weapons outright will solve the issue entirely, because that could create further issues with our Constitution and all these fundamental laws that make up the United States.
Just increase the general age for buying rifles, which is now 18, and buying pistols and handguns is 21. So maybe if they put that age up a little bit, it may help.
Many people are participating in walkouts, sit-ins, and protests nationwide.
In the wake of last week's high school shooting in Florida, the organizers behind the Women's March Youth in Power are calling for a national school walkout on March 14th. They want Congress to pass gun control legislation right away. The march is to encourage students, teachers, and supporters to participate in #Enough. Their Facebook page now includes thousands of students in high schools and colleges nationwide. Survivors of the Florida shooting are also planning a protest on March 24th in Washington, D.C. It will be called March for Our Lives.
The mudslide disasters in Montecito started a new problem. Cold Spring Elementary School is partially funded by property taxes, and since the mudslide values drop fast, there's less money. Principal Amy Alzina hopes the community will help the students and the school.
We were told that we can project 9% decrease in revenue to our school, and you're looking at an increase of close to $500,000, or decrease of about $500,000 to our school revenue. So that would be $485,000. That's what we're looking at for next year.
The January 9th mud flow left many homeless, including children. It seems now it's affecting their education. The school district says its reserves are running out. A fundraising campaign is underway to raise $485,000 by May 1st. Principal Alzina says students are still healing from the disasters. The music and art programs might be cut.
Santa Ana and Pasadena permit street vending on a limited basis, and now a California bill would force other cities to do the same. Valley View News reporter Thomas Rodriguez has more.
The LA City Council voted to decriminalize street vending last year. A proposed state bill would do the same. It's called SB 496. Some community organizers like David DeVos say the state's effort is far-fetched.
The state certainly doesn't have the assets to regulate it. Neither does the city of Los Angeles at this point.
The council still needs to set up a licensing system. Some vendors are still being cited for numerous violations. Lately, police haven't treated them as criminal violations, but a community in Westlake created their own vending system. Rafael Morales helped set up the market.
Our goal was to obtain this space, so all the vendors could sell with self-respect and cleanliness, and they can at least say they have their own space.
Vendors met with police and city officials last year to come to an agreement. They pay a registration fee to the market. They can sell anything except food and water. Juan Rodriguez thinks it's best for communities to set up their own rules instead of the state setting up blanket rules.
Legalization is totally limited. People here have the option to have a more suitable place to sell and are part of a project where we work with the community and build a stronger relationship with people from the community.
Community marketplaces like these could be an alternative to the legalization of street vending in Los Angeles. In Westlake, I'm Thomas Rodriguez for Valley View News.
The search is on for a missing rideshare driver who disappeared from downtown LA earlier this month. Joshua Thede was last seen driving out of his apartment garage February 11th. His mother says for some reason he called 911 the next day. His car was found near Hollywood Monday afternoon. The 29-year-old hasn't been seen or heard of since. He's described as a 6 feet tall, weighing about 170 pounds. Thede is a driver for Uber and Lyft. If you have any information about his whereabouts, you are asked to call the LAPD.
Los Angeles is introducing a new program to keep the homeless off of the streets. It involves a new way to give money to the homeless by using a donation meter. Valley View News reporter Marissa Martinez has the story.
A bright yellow smiley face displayed in an orange meter has been catching many people's attention in Grand Park. With the rise in homelessness around Los Angeles, the city may have found a solution. Christina Salgu says she was a little confused about the meter outside her job, but the color attracted her to find out more information.
I think it's great to, for a good cause to donate to the homeless. It's a really big problem here in Los Angeles, and it's awesome to know that they're trying to do something to fix it.
After you donate, a message will appear in the meter thanking you for the contribution. The meters have been installed in other cities such as Pasadena with the success of making $4,000. Natasha James feels this will be a better way to give money to the homeless instead of handing it to them in person.
That it will definitely give back toward the downtown LA area. I feel like the change should be circularized around the area that it's raised in, to be honest, because this is the area where we will be given a change at.
There's an estimated 58,000 homeless people roaming Los Angeles. The meters are a way to encourage people to give back. Anita Sanders says this will hopefully decrease the amount of homeless people from sleeping on the streets and in front of her work.
I think it should just help any homeless person who's in need. I think this is really, really good. It stands out. I love the realchangemovement.org. I like that.
2 donation meters are now located in Grand Park, while 4 more will be on the way. Aside from spare change and credit cards, the meter will generate any sponsorships annually. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Marissa Martinez with Valley View News.
There's been a lot in entertainment this past week, including Fergie's national anthem and a successful weekend at the box office for Marvel's Black Panther. Here's entertainment reporter Noemi.
Thank you, Shannon. Singer Fergie sang the national anthem at the NBA All-Star Game, and social media declared it wasn't so glamorous.
Let's least away in the Rockets' red.
Some players and celebrities were caught on camera trying not to laugh at her performance. Shaquille O'Neal told Charles Barkley not to criticize Fergie singing. Shaq thought her voice was sexy. Berkeley then said, "Damn right it was sexy. I needed a cigarette after that one." Fergie responded to criticism by saying clearly the rendition didn't strike the intended tone and that she tried her best. Black Panther broke box office records. It pulled in at least $235 million on its President's Day weekend debut. Panther is directed by Ryan Coogler. He's the only African-American director to do a Marvel film. It stars Chadwick Boseman, Lupita Nyong'o, Michael B. Jordan, and Daniel Kaluuya. It's the highest-grossing film by an African-American director, beating out F. Gary Gray's Straight Outta Compton. Fandango says the first 24 hours of ticket pre-sales were the highest for any Marvel movie. Competing movies came nowhere near Black Panther's opening weekend blowout. Peter Rabbit followed Panther with a domestic total of $54.1 million. 50 Shades Freed placed number 3 in box offices, coming in with $19.4 million. The British Academy Film Awards was full of tributes to the Time's Up and Me Too movements. The British Academy Film Awards was full of tributes to the Time's Up and Me Too movements. Actor and actresses wore Time's Up pins. Gemma Arterton was joined by 2 former female activists who were a part of the 1968 Ford sewing machinist strike. Most actresses wore black gowns to show their support. Frances McDormand, who won for Best Leading Actress for 3 Billboards, didn't wear black. While accepting her award, she explained why.
As Martin said, I have a little trouble with compliance. But I want you to know that I stand in full solidarity with my sisters tonight in black.
3 Billboards took 5 awards, including Best Film and Best Original Screenplay. And that's all I have for entertainment news. Back to you.
You can spend $5 million many ways, like getting an expensive car or a nice house, but you would not expect to pay that much for a 1/4 acre of land. That's how much property in this Palo Alto neighborhood is listed for. It's on a quiet residential street, but the catch is there's no house. The property value has gone up to almost $4,000 per day since being sold in 2016 for more than $3 million. Despite this high price tag, real estate officials say it'll likely be sold because the demand is so high. For comparison, $5 million can get you about 5 acres in Malibu or 20 acres in Agora Hills.
Chinese New Year has officially begun. Goodbye, Year the Rooster. Hello, Year the Dog. China's Lunar New Year has a 15-day festival. It's the most important holiday for many people. People travel the world to spend time with loved ones and participate in traditions. Los Angeles has its own celebrations. The annual Chinatown event included live music, food trucks, and acrobats.
After the break, the link between Russia and trolls will explain.
Plus, the NBA All-Star Weekend wrapped up. The highlights next.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout,
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
A magnitude 7.2 earthquake struck southern Mexico state of Oaxaca last week. Thousands fled buildings and stores that had minor damage, but no deaths were reported. However, a helicopter carrying senior government officials crashed in the aftermath of the earthquake. It crashed on top of 2 vans. 12 people died at the scene. The aircraft's pilot apparently lost control while trying to land. 5 months ago, another big quake hit the area.
From Russian indictments to Brexit, our international news reporter Heather Ann Wagner has the latest on what's happening in the world.
Heather?
13 Russian nationals were charged with interfering in the 2016 U.S. election by using social media. A Russian company allegedly paid $1,400 a week for their employees to post as trolls. The trolls engaged in deceptive conversations across the internet. 80 people were assigned to influence the American elections. They put numerous pro-Trump posts on Facebook and Twitter. The Russians and some Trump campaign officials are being investigated by the FBI. The Russian company denied any wrongdoing. The International Security Conference took place in Germany last weekend. Top government officials from around the world took part in an open forum to express their security needs. The purpose of the summit is to strengthen transatlantic relations and security. Issues are presented and debated by each nation's representative. Some NGOs are also part of the summit. More than 600 officials participated in the summit. Also attending the conference was the United Kingdom's Prime Minister Theresa May. She spoke about a post-Brexit UK security plan.
Those who threaten our security would like nothing more than to see us fractured. They would like nothing more than to see us put debates about mechanisms and means ahead of doing what is most practical and effective in keeping our people safe.
When the UK exits the European Union, some think its future security is unknown. They currently rely on the EU for most security needs.
We will together protect and project our values in the world, and we will keep our people safe now and in the years to come.
The UK will exit the EU next year. That's all for international news. I'm Heather Ann Wagner. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Heather. Fans can step into Olympic athletes' shoes through virtual reality. Pyeongchang's Olympic Park has an Olympic arcade where people can experience cross-country skiing, lugeing, and the skeleton race. All the thrill and burnt calories without the chance of injury. In these VR experiences, motion sensor data and video image transmission use 5G. So if you ever wanted to speed down an ice track head first, now is your chance.
Let's take a look at highlights from the NBA All-Star Weekend. Here's Andrena with more in sports.
Thank you, Rochelle. All-Star Weekend has come and gone. The festivities kicked off with the highly anticipated celebrity game. The court was filled with major stars like Justin Bieber and Quavo. The celebs were split into 2 LA teams, the Lakers versus the Clippers. With an MVP performance from rapper Quavo and a notable 17 points from Rachel Demita, the Clippers beat the Lakers 76-66. As for the big event, there was Team James versus Team Curry. This was the first time NBA officials let captains pick their own teams. While both teams gave it their all, LeBron's team ultimately won. Team James beat Team Curry 148-145. The game was very competitive. LeBron himself put up 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. However, it wasn't until his game-winning stop against Curry that James cemented his place as the game's MVP. LeBron James was named MVP for the 3rd year in a row. There are tough guys, and then there's Justin Olsen. USA bobsledder Justin is returning to competition just days after his appendectomy. Justin hopes to help the U.S. rise in the medal count. Norway leads the medal count with at least 26 medals. Team USA has won at least 10. And it seems Russia is back to its old ways. Curling bronze medalist Alexander Krulinski allegedly tested positive for a banned substance. IOC spokesman Mark Adams confirmed the positive test. He said the test could have negative effects for other Russian athletes hoping to return to the Olympics. Talk about ending with a bang! Danica Patrick, who announced her retirement in November, competed in her last NASCAR race this past Sunday. She finished in 35th place. The one to blame is fellow driver Chase Elliott. After wrecking his car, Elliott spun out, taking many drivers with him. Among the Daytona 500 casualties was Danica's bright green GoDaddy car. Though the wreck totaled her car, it did not dent her career. Danica is the most successful female driver ever in the sport. She will get a chance to redeem herself in late May at the Indianapolis 500. It's all eyes on second place. Darrell Wallace Jr. had a history-making run at the Daytona 500. Wallace is NASCAR's only African-American driver. Though some identify him as a black driver, Bubba says he just wants to be known as a driver. But he said, sometimes you do just have to get the message out there. That's it for sports. I'm Andrea Serrano. Back to you.
There was a bloody brawl at sea. A fight broke out on a Carnival cruise in Australia after midnight last week. The fight allegedly started when a passenger stepped on another passenger's flip-flop. Most of the brawling was caught on camera. Security guards tried to stop the fight, but it only got worse. All 23 people involved were the same family, officials say. They were kicked off the ship when it docked in Eden, north of the South Wales-Victoria border. Some people said those passengers had been causing trouble for days. Some of the brawlers claim they're not done fighting. They say they'll be speaking to their lawyers shortly.
Coming up, if you're looking for motivation to exercise, you're in luck. We'll introduce you to a 90-year-old who loves hitting the gym.
And Face ID isn't just for the phone. We'll take you to a Pasadena restaurant using Face Identity technology.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
There might be a new way to test for the flu.
Here's our social media, tech, and health reporter, Lauren Turner-Dunn, with more.
Thank you. Investigators in a Wisconsin murder are using data from a smartphone and Fitbit to solve a crime. The murder trial for Nicole Vanderhayden started last week. Jurors were asked unique questions about technology use.
Horrible experience with their Fitbit device. Is there anyone who found their Fitbit device to be terribly inaccurate?
So I'm going to go back to the cell phone. You don't have a smartphone? Okay, have you ever had a smartphone? Tell me how you use your smartphone.
Who has used a GPS map?
Was that the GPS from your smartphone?
George Birch is accused of killing Vanderhayden 2 years ago. Prosecutors say the cell phone GPS records show where Birch was the night of the murder. But they wonder about the accuracy of the Fitbit records in regards to Dietrich. Vanderhayden's boyfriend Douglas Dietrich was held in jail as a suspect for 2 weeks, but he was released for lack of evidence. The trial is expected to last 2 weeks. Doctors have a new way to test for the flu. There's a flu testing machine that now looks for the virus. Some doctors say the machine is far more effective than other conventional tests. The usual rapid flu tests are common, but they're only 50 to 75% accurate. The CDC says the current flu vaccine is only 36% effective in preventing the flu. The new flu testing machine is making its way into several clinics. CSUN is hosting its Engineers Week, or E-Week as it's called. The computer science department has planned events all week. They kicked off with a tour of the machine shop in Jacaranda Hall. The shop is open to all students. There they can create tools like screwdrivers, bottle openers, and even tape dispensaries. Mechanical engineering major Max Chin says the possibilities are endless for students' creations.
These machines in this room, you can almost make basically anything you want. Depending on the skills and how complex the part is, it might take more time, might take more experience, but you can make anything you want in this room.
The vice president of the Machine Shop Club says the shop lets students get comfortable with the equipment.
We provide you this experience. We try to get you everything up to the certification without the paper, of course, but you get that hands-on experience that you can say, I know how to do this stuff.
eWeek will also have several workshops on electronics and mechanical engineering. Working out is fun for 93-year-old Helen Z. Miller. A video went viral of Miller and her trainer Elizabeth Zanin at a fitness center in South Dakota. A tweet from the trainer's daughter got more than 8 million views. Zanin wants the video to encourage older people to hit the gym. Miller works out 3 times a week. There may be more videos coming out soon, possibly with her out of the chair and standing. That's all I have for social media, health, and tech. Back to you.
A new Southern California restaurant lets customers pay with their faces. Valley View News reporter Cameron Parrish has the story.
I'm a customer, so let's see if it'll pick me up. So it'll say, hey, Austin.
AJ Rochow is explaining how to use your face to pay for a burger. Cali Burger in Pasadena teamed up with NEC Facial Recognition to enhance their business. When customers order, all they have to do is smile.
We actually are cutting off about 30 seconds to a minute of your traditional ordering time. And then for repeat customers who come in and have really complex orders, it's even faster because they don't have to go through the same process of saying no bun, no cheese.
People can come and go to pick up their meal, whether you are getting food for yourself or for a large party. Some customers think the new technology is efficient.
It's a cool concept. Like, say the restaurant's extremely busy, I could say this is extremely beneficial.
As a customer, I feel that's convenient. It'll make things a lot faster.
But those who aren't ready to take the step into the new trend can still use their card to swipe.
I think that's a great option they have, to be able to swipe your card instead of the whole, like how you said, being as tech savvy.
Cali Burger in Pasadena is the first of its 40 locations to use FacePay technology.
We have 40 locations worldwide. We'd love to put our kiosks, self-ordering kiosks, linked with NEC's facial recognition technology to all those restaurants.
I'm Cameron Parrish in Pasadena for Valley View News.
2 sisters are helping plan birthdays for homeless children. They're collecting supplies for birthday parties. Cups, napkins, and other decorations will be donated to the Brightening Birthdays organization. Brightening Birthdays helps plan parties for families who can't afford them. The sisters say they were surprised by the amount of support they've gotten. They started the project after hearing that some homeless people don't get birthday parties. They wanted to give back so the children can feel loved.
Any kind of age, you should always be cared and loved, and people should always wish you happy birthdays.
The sisters said kids just want someone to wish them a happy birthday.
That's all for us at Valley View News. Thank you for watching. I'm Rochelle Salas.
And I'm Shannon Osborne. For news any time of day, go to our website, sundial.csun.edu. See you next week.